Hello and welcome to Binging with Kelsey. I am your host, Kelsey Bartels. This is the podcast where we discuss our favorite shows to binge watch. Today, I will have 3 guests that will essentially be pitching their favorite shows to watch and trying to convince me, along with everyone listening, to watch that show. Thank you for tuning in, and without further ado, let's begin. So the first guest I have with me is Erin Sullivan. So Erin, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name's Erin Sullivan, as she just said, and I am currently a junior at the University of New Haven. I'm a communications and a TV video production major, and that's actually where me and Kelsey met, so that's cute.
So I guess we'll start with my show, my pitch. What I chose to talk about is American Horror Story, which is a show that we're both obsessed with because we talk about it like all the time.
Literally all the time. And it's the perfect time to watch it right now because with the fall time and all of the spooky horror stuff, it's the best show to be binge watching right now.
Yeah, for sure. For anybody who doesn't know, American Horror Story is an FX series. It's on in the fall every single year. It's on for like an hour, so it's great. It's been running since 2011. There are 8 seasons, and it's already like renewed for a 9th season. The reason why American Horror Story is such a good show to binge watch is because we're on the 8th season. The 8th season is premiering now, like live on TV. But it's so good to binge watch because each season isn't like related to each other.
And it's all on Netflix too.
Yes, exactly. It's all on Netflix. So like each episode is like 42-ish minutes or something. Yeah.
That's honestly, those are like my favorite shows to watch. The ones that it has a lot of episodes, but they're not really connected.
Exactly.
Like, you know the shows like Grey's Anatomy that are like so long that, I don't know, like they're on like the 14th season right now. And I'm honestly getting a little bit sick of it.
Yeah.
But the best part is.
And they're intimidating too, to the point where like there's 14 seasons and like each season's like 24 episodes or something.
Yeah, and like you pretty much need to watch every season in order to know what's going on. But like with American Horror Story, each season is only like 12 or 13 episodes. And although you do need to watch every episode in that season to understand what's going on, you really don't need to watch the seasons at all to know the plot line because every single season has a different theme.
Yeah, like I binged mine in order, but you're not doing it in order, right?
No.
So you watched?
So far, I've watched season 1, which is Murder House. I've watched season 2, which is Asylum. I've watched season 3, which is Coven. I'm currently watching that right now. And I've also watched season 6, which is Roanoke.
And I've watched them in order, but like Wait,
you watched Hotel?
Yeah, I've watched all of them. I'm a true fan, Erin.
Okay.
Yeah, I've watched all of them in order.
What was your favorite one out of all of them? Do you have a favorite?
Ooh, my favorite was probably Murder House, just because it was so good and it drew me in so much, and like it really persuaded me to continue watching the rest of the series. Like they started on such a high note, and I just was like obsessed with it from the beginning.
Yeah, we've talked about this before about kind of the dangers but also the good parts about having such a successful first season is that it does persuade your audience to want to watch the show.
Yeah.
But to a point, it was almost too good.
Yeah.
That I was like, has any season even matched up?
Yeah, literally every single time now I finish a season, I'm like, I compare it to Murder House and I'm like maybe it wasn't like that good or whatever. But like it just started on such a high note.
Another thing that I think is really cool about the show that keeps everyone interested too is the fact that even though it's a different plot line and everything, they do use the same actors for every single episode.
Yes, exactly.
They do. Some actors have bigger roles in some seasons than others, but for example, I loved Evan Peters in season 1 and then he came up again in season 2.
Yeah, and
I
he
just
was
think that's
even
really
more of like lead role in season 2, right? Yeah. Is there any other actors that you really like?
I love Evan Peters, like I just said. I just think he's awesome, especially in Murder House. He was really scary.
Yes.
I also really love Sarah Paulson. I've seen the O.J. Simpson show that she was in, which
she's
is
an
really
excellent actress.
That was good. I also really like Jessica Lange.
Yes.
She was only in seasons 1 through 4, but she was awesome.
I know.
She's so funny.
Hopefully. Season 8 is the one that's airing now, and it's like a crossover of season 1 and season 3. So hopefully she makes an appearance. Back. It would be like
we were just talking about this earlier today because actually Emma Roberts was in season 3, and I was just gonna say that I loved her as well.
Yeah.
But she was only in season 3 and 4, and because like Kelsey just said, that season 8 is going to be a crossover, she might come back, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I know. I just like, not to spoil anything, it's not really like a spoiler because everyone knows that it's kind of like a crossover, but she just appeared in the last season and I'm obsessed right now.
The last episode,
yes. Excuse, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but I also really liked Thaisa Farmiga. Is that her name? The girl that plays Violet in season 1. And she played...
yes. And then she was in...
Coven, yes. I think that's a really cool idea, too, that they're doing a crossover, just because, like, I genuinely think that seasons 1 and 3 were the cult favorites overall.
Yeah, I think so, too.
So I think it was a really good idea that they decided to cross over those 2 episodes.
Yeah, it was, like, almost like a dream for, like, everyone, I feel like, because that's,
the dream for me, those are my favorite.
I know, me too.
Roanoke was in it, that'd be even better.
Mm-hmm. Erin, what so far has been your favorite season?
That's a tough one. I would have to say Roanoke, though, just because I liked how differently it was filmed. For most of you that probably don't know or don't watch the show, although each season has a different theme, a lot of them are also filmed differently. So obviously they're on different sets and locations, and they're also filmed in a particular style. So for example, Roanoke is actually filmed like a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
All of the characters are being interviewed, and then they have dramatic reenactments of events that have happened in the characters' lives. I just really loved it and thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was very unique. Like, not a lot of shows do that. And like, at the start of the season, I think like everyone was pretty much like, oh, like what the heck is going on? And it was kind of like weird. And then like about like 5 episodes in, they did like a complete 180. Like, we won't spoil it for you.
We won't give it away, but
yeah, but it was
definitely
so
watch
good.
it.
And like, I did like Roanoke too, and that was like the only one, or like the only like real season that like scared the heck out of me. Like, I did not want to watch that like at night at all. And it felt like too real because it wasn't so much like the supernatural.
Because
it seemed like
it was like real life, like a reality show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed also like the like villains of the show are kind of like real people. Mm-hmm. So like, I think that's like the scariest thing.
Because in like past episodes, it's like the black suit guy from Murder House, and it's the ghosts and stuff from other seasons. But then here it was like real people. Yeah,
I think that's like the scariest thing too. Like in other shows, or I kind of like tend to do like supernatural, or watch supernatural shows or whatever, and it's not so much like ghosts or like clowns or anything like that scares me. It's more like the human aspect of it.
If you don't like clowns like me, Roanoke is a season for you.
Yeah, definitely don't watch.
But if you don't like pigs, stay away. Or disembowelment.
Definitely. Oh my
back
gosh.
Off.
I think that says a lot like about you.
I love disembowelment.
That's so funny. Just speaking about how like each season is so different and how it's like filmed so differently, like the whole reality show aspect of it from season 6. I think Ryan Murphy, who's like the creator of the show, is so good. Each season is so different, and like I've been drawn to like watch a lot of other shows that he's like created. Like,
what other shows has he made? I haven't watched.
He did right now 911 is on, and that's like EMTs and like firefighters and stuff. Yeah, and it's all about like when someone like calls 911, like there's like a whole character line of like the person who like picks up and like talks them through everything, and then it's all about like.
Is that on Netflix or are you watching it live?
I'm watching it live. The first season premiered in the spring, so that should be coming on Netflix, I assume, pretty soon. Cool. And then season 2 like just started, and I think this is like the second week. But yeah, that was interesting. And Connie Britton, who was in the first she was
season 1.
She was in season 1. She was like the main character for season 1 of 911, and Angela Bassett, who Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! If any of you don't know, Angela Bassett is like the queen of American Horror Story.
Literally.
She's in Coven. She's in Roanoke. She's in literally everything.
I don't know if she was in Hotel. I don't know. I watched Hotel like a while ago.
She's such a good actress. She's on the same level for me as like Jessica Lange.
Yes.
She's so iconic.
Yes,
whenever
for
she's in an episode, I freak out.
Yes, so they both are in the show. Other shows that Ryan Murphy has created, he did Scream Queens, that was only on for like 2
I love that with
Scream
Emma
Queens.
Roberts.
Yes, he did Scream Queens, which was like kind of like it was like kind of like a parody of like scary movie or something. That was really good.
So good. Emma Roberts, and it was so funny.
It was so funny.
So
it was
rude.
just such like a ridiculous show, but it was so funny.
I really just appreciate the sense of humor that Ryan Murphy has. He's so funny. He's so sarcastic that I feel like anybody would really appreciate watching.
Yeah, I think like even in American Horror Story, there really are these like little spots,
especially in Coven.
Like,
oh my God.
Oh yes, it's so good.
Some of them can be a little bit more serious, but Coven was definitely a funny one
because like Emma Roberts in Coven and Emma Roberts in Scream Queens, their characters were very like similar kind of, but Scream Queens was a little bit more like on the goofy side, where like Coven was a little bit more like sinister-y. That's not really a word. It was more sinister. But yeah, so he did that. And then he just recently did Pose on FX. I didn't watch that, but it wasn't that all about kind of like drag queens and stuff.
I think so.
It
Ryan
premiered
Murphy's
over
just
the
overall
summer.
known for like his eccentric style.
Yeah, he all in all, Ryan Murphy is a great creator. What a great guy.
What a guy.
Yeah. So speaking of Ryan Murphy and everything in the show, do you think they ever go like too far with the script?
In like terms of gore or like inappropriateness?
Both.
Yes, but it's all for entertainment.
That's true, yeah.
For example, if you are listening to this podcast and you haven't watched it,
there's going to be a lot of spoilers. We're going to get like in depth right here. So just like skip over a little bit.
I guess I won't give away too many spoilers because I want you to be able to enjoy it. But if you have not watched season 3 Coven, it takes place in the past in New Orleans, where racism is very rampant, and there is.
He definitely explores that a lot in this.
He definitely explores
season,
like the racist past in New Orleans, and there's there is a white who is she? There's like a white madam that they pull from the past who's racist, and one of the witches is black, and they do say the N-word. Yeah. And they do like throw racist like slurs at each other. But I know it's just to match up with like the time period. So I don't take offense, but I don't know if other people watching it would take offense or deem it as inappropriate. Yeah. And also like kind of what I mentioned before with Roanoke, like I was like, oh, if you don't like clowns, you don't watch Freak Show. But like if you don't like watching people's bowels literally get ripped from them first person on body cam, then don't watch Roanoke.
This show is definitely not for like the light of heart.
And like in season 1, when Connie Britton's character gives birth to twins on camera,
that's
like
true.
It can be a little too much to watch at times. Like is there an age restriction?
I think there's like the warning, like content maybe
like deemed unsuitable.
Yeah, exactly. Like kind of like that. So just be aware of that. But it's really not like that.
I think it could be worse.
Yeah, I feel like compared to like some like rated R movies, like it's okay. Yeah, and they go very like dark with some of the characters in like the scenes and everything. Like getting back to Coven, like what you mentioned before. I know that in it, like this is definitely a spoiler, but like for Evan Peters' character in that season, it kind of like explores like he has like this weird relationship with his mom where like she kind of like molests him and stuff. And I remember seeing like an interview with him, and they asked like kind of like went too far for like a character, and he would like mention that, and I was like, oh yeah, like that makes a lot of sense.
And like the same season, like Angela Bassett's character is a witch, and in order to stay alive forever, she has to kill an infant every year. Mm-hmm. But to start the cycle, she had to kill her own baby.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that was brutal.
That was very brutal. But, like, that also shows, like, what a great, like, actress and stuff. Like,
I think it really just outweighs it overall with how good the writing is and how good the acting is, that it almost, like, not that it takes away, because, like, you obviously notice what they say, but it definitely kind of balances it out.
Yeah. For what you have watched, has anything really shocked you?
Like what do you mean?
Like has there ever been like any like series finales?
I think overall, when the mid-season finale of Roanoke, not going to spoil it because I really want you to watch it, but the mid-season finale for Roanoke, I was like, what? I literally freaked out.
Yeah, I think the good thing about the show is that, like, when they start, like, when they announce, like, what the new season is going to be about, I think, like, that's, like, where, like, the excitement starts to, like, kick in and everything. And then they start, like, slowly releasing the artwork for, like, the new season. And the artwork's always so good. Like, they give you, like, these slight little hints in there. So props to whoever does the artwork because they're amazing.
Also, going back to your last question, I was just thinking while you were talking.
No, go ahead.
When they revealed who's in the black suit in season 1.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely a show not to miss overall.
Oh, and Black Suit makes a little comeback in Apocalypse.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
I highly recommend Apocalypse. I forced myself to sit through.
Definitely
Colt.
watch season 1 and 3 first.
I really didn't think Colt was like that great, and like I ended up like watching half of the season live, and I just couldn't get into it. It finally just came out on Netflix, and so I knew that Apocalypse was going to be airing soon. So I was like, I need to sit down and just suffer through Colt to like get through to watch Apocalypse, and now that's where I am. But anyway, what were we talking about before? Oh yeah, so props to whoever does the artwork, because the artwork for each season is always so amazing. Good, so good. Just anyone who's in like the creative field, like art or TV or anything, will appreciate it. And then when like when any new season starts, it kind of takes like the first few episodes to be like, what on earth is going on? Like they like start and like they start out the first episode of like really like kind of like describing like the time period, like the characters they introduce.
They do a lot of flashbacks in the show too.
Yeah, that too. So like there's that, and then like they slowly start to introduce more and more things, and like it takes a few episodes to like really like figure out like what's gonna happen this season. And then like once you have it figured out, they always throw a twist in there that like flips the script completely on its head. So the twists and everything are amazing. It's great.
Definitely.
So that's pretty much all that's all I have to say about American Horror Story. Like all in all, it's a great series to watch. It's great to binge watch because
literally perfect show to binge watch.
Because literally every single season is 12 or 13 episodes.
One of my friends spent the whole day and binge watched all of Asylum, all 12 episodes. Took her 12 hours. So I think if she can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, definitely. If you're planning on doing that, have like good snacks for sure. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Anything else to add, Erin?
Nope. Great show. Love it.
Okay. This is the second part of having Erin on the show.
Hi.
We are going to talk about her pitch now for what you should binge watch next. So, Erin, tell us about the show.
My favorite show to binge watch, I don't know if any of you have seen it before, but it's Black Mirror. Once again, like American Horror Story. It's on Netflix. I'm not sure. I think it's just a Netflix show.
Yeah, I don't think it's on TV. Netflix original series.
Yes,
yeah. But
they are on the 4th season. It's up there now. I do not know if a 5th season is coming. I did not do my research.
Have you watched all of?
No. I've watched, much like American Horror Story, you don't need to watch every single thing or every single season. Every episode is singular, so you don't need to watch them to have them go together.
Yeah, season 5 is scheduled for 2018, but there's like...
For Black Mirror?
Yeah, there's 4 months left, so maybe they might premiere it. I'm not sure.
They normally don't really make like a big scene. They just like plop it in there and then you're like, what?
The series, right? Yeah, because I was looking, because I thought it was like a full-on series, but like season 1 has 3 episodes, season 2 has 4, and then season 3 and season 4 have 6 episodes. Yeah, so it's very short. I did not know that.
But honestly, for the best, because this is not for the light of heart. Basically, the concept of Black Mirror is focusing on technology in today's day and age and how it's really taking over our lives and how kind of the expansion and how the advancement of technology can be detrimental to us. So like, for example, spoiler alert, I won't tell you what episode this is, but one episode, this mom puts a tracking device in her daughter's head. So she can like, because I think her dad dies, something like that, or like she goes missing, and she puts a tracking device in her head so she can like see what she sees and hear what she hears, and put so she can put parental controls on her. So if she sees a scary dog, she can like mute it so that she doesn't see it, which is crazy. But then as her daughter grows up, she starts to rebel against the tracking device, and like her mom watches her have sex.
Oh my god!
And like it gets crazy, and
that
like,
is crazy.
There's a lot of like blood and gore, and like I think the main premise behind the show is just the psychological fear of it all. And like it's kind of like with Roanoke, An American Horror Story, which is what we said in the first part of today's podcast, but kind of like that, how in Roanoke it was so real, and like you just know as you're watching this that literally any of this could happen, and it's just there's just a psychological fear behind it. But as I mentioned earlier, it's a perfect show to binge watch because you don't need to watch every season. Every single episode has no correlation with any other episode.
Are there
at all?
Is the cast different in every single episode?
Oh yeah, like it's different.
Oh, okay. That's also, very interesting.
All of the cast is like English too. They're all like European. They like all have accents.
Yeah.
So that's cool too.
I think that's very like interesting because like no other shows like pretty much do that.
There's absolutely no correlation. Like there's no recurring like theme, plot, character, anything.
It's just random episodes.
But a cool thing though is that a lot of the actors you could recognize, like for example in season 3 episode 1, the main actress is actually Bryce Dallas Howard from Jurassic World. So that was cool. But for the most part you won't really recognize anybody, which is kind of cool too, because when you leave the episode you can kind of separate yourself because you don't know anybody from the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is cool.
I think that is such a cool concept.
It is definitely not something I recommend watching alone or at night.
Shoot, I'm gonna be alone this weekend.
Well, you can watch it alone if it's during the daytime. It's just spooky.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's another great show to watch, like in the fall when you want to get into the spooky spirit for Halloween. We started talking about this show like earlier in the week, and as we were preparing for this podcast episode, we just watched the trailer, and I am so into the show right now.
Kelsey's actually never seen it before.
Yeah, I have never seen it. It was always like a show that was on my list to watch, and I think you like convinced me because
you really need to like get the mental capacity to watch it. I remember my dad was the one that watched it first, and then my friend Ariel, her and her ex-boyfriend watched like every episode, and I was like, okay, like I'll watch it, and then it takes so much out of you. Like I remember one time I watched 2 episodes in a row, and then you need to go sit in like a dark room and like cry.
Just think about
like, life.
I think this show is definitely one that provokes thought.
Not for the faint of heart at all. It definitely provokes thought, because even like the trailer when he was like, our screens, and he was like, our seductive screens that we can't stop looking at, kind of like what you're doing right now. And I was
you're like, oh my gosh.
It really makes you think about like your life and how much effort you put into technology.
Definitely.
Like there's episodes surrounding around dating apps, episodes surrounding around insurance claims. Like there's another episode, spoiler, where they have this new way of inspecting insurance claims where, so for example, there's a car crash and then there's like 7 people that saw it. They can find everybody that saw it and put a chip into their brain and see exactly what happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and see like who really caused it.
I think also in such like a technical age where just like new things are coming out every single like week pretty much, I feel, or every month.
It kind of scares me, and I'm like,
it
maybe
does
we should slow down.
You for sure. Yeah, because like I don't know. It's nuts.
It's really kind of like American Horror Story in the way that it's like post-apocalyptic. Mm-hmm. Like that's how it feels, but it's like it is in like the modern day. There is no like specific time period, but kind of like American Horror Story, how like theirs is in like the past and like in the time of like rampant racism in New Orleans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just like modern day times, but it's so scary.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting. Do you think, I was like looking at like when this show was like first put on Netflix and everything. So I think like season 1 first premiered in 2011, which is like crazy because that's like so long ago. And like I did not know about the show, I feel like, until I came to New Haven, which was like last year.
I honestly didn't. Yeah, honestly, I didn't watch the show until 2017. Mm-hmm. Also, the fact that like it's been on the air the same amount of time as American Horror Story,
which is crazy.
Yeah, American Horror Story has like 13 episodes per season, 8 seasons, and Black Mirror has like 15 combined episodes over like 7 years. It's kind of crazy.
And I think like for Black Mirror, like the way the timeline is set up and everything, I think like it might have taken a little bit of time for it to like get its feet wet and like get people to start like being interested
when,
in
like,
it.
Netflix original series weren't a thing.
Yeah.
Like now, as soon as you drop one, like they dropped Netflix original movies To All the Boys I've Loved Before. As soon as it dropped, huge hit, cult following, everything. Mm-hmm. But back in 2011, that just wasn't the case.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is a huge part of it too. Because like in 2011, they dropped season 1, which was 3 episodes, and then like nothing happened in 2012, and then in 2013, I think that's when they started like season 2.
Like I'm not even really sure if they announce it.
Yeah, I think they just kind of like drop it. But I think now that once you watch like Black Mirror, I think you're like in it.
Yeah, it's literally like a hole.
Yeah. So I think like as soon as like it drops, like people will just like flock to it and like watch the new episodes. So I think that...
Like, I have friends, when they dropped season 4, they literally just stayed in their house and watched all 6 episodes at once. I feel like that's going to be me, yeah. This weekend, I'm going to be here. But it's really the perfect show to binge.
I know. This weekend, I'm going to be here, like, pretty much alone. All my roommates went home. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm just going to watch Black Mirror the whole entire weekend. So the creator of the show, his name is Charlie Booker. I don't know anything about him.
Me neither.
I even like looked up like other things that he created, and I don't know anything. So like, could you talk a little bit about like the cinematography of like the show and like?
Oh yeah, especially being a video production student, like I totally see the cinematography. Like all of the way that it's shot itself is just like very dead in a way, or cold.
It's like the tone,
like,
kind of, yeah.
Like there's not very good lighting. It's all very dark and like dense. And kind of like I said before, like it's not something to watch at night. Like you're not gonna feel good. It's definitely not a feel good show.
But definitely watch it. Go still watch it.
Definitely watch it. But like it's Halloween, you have to.
Yeah.
But like it really does make you think. And like the cinematography is honestly just incredible. It really catches your eye.
I think like what makes a movie or like a TV show good also is that like obviously like action and stuff is good, but when you leave the movie theater and you're still thinking about like the plot and like what they talked about and stuff, I think that's what really like makes a movie great.
I think a really cool thing about Black Mirror too is that although there is a lot of audio, I've noticed a lot of shots are silent or just like with sound effects in the background and really make you like look around. You're like, what's happening? Like, what am I not seeing? Yeah. I always like that too. It keeps you on your toes so you're not falling asleep.
Like, this might be like totally off base, but have you ever seen the movie like Nightcrawler?
Yes.
I feel like Black Mirror is kind of like that movie for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's sure. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and he is trying to like make a living out in like Los Angeles or something, and he gets into like recording like
crime scenes.
Yeah, like crime scenes and everything, and at like the end of the film, spoiler alert, he like starts to make his own like crime. Like he ends up like murdering people and stuff just so that he can get like the best footage and like be on the scene first and everything. And I thought it was like such an interesting movie, and it was so like thought-provoking. So I think like Black Mirror is kind of like that too.
Especially too with like the dark themes behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not something to be happy that you're watching. Like even though you will enjoy it, it's not something that you like that like makes you feel good after, but it does really make you think, which I think is honestly important in any good piece of art.
Yeah, definitely. So how long did it take you to binge this entire series?
Honestly, it took me kind of a long time just because of how like haunting the episodes are and how scary they are.
Like you watch one and then you need like a break kind of from it.
Like I need one and then I need to go like play with my dog.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, but I know people that have finished the series in like 3 days. Okay. Because like each episode's only an hour.
Is it okay? So it's an hour. Yeah. No commercials or anything.
No.
So nice. That's what I
like. Some of them are
hear.
even shorter, like 40 minutes. They all depend. It's not like other shows where like it's a constant time.
Has any of the episodes like really like? I know we've been talking this whole time that like this show's not for like the light of heart or anything, but has any of the episodes like really like disturbed you?
Oh God, can I like talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. There's this one episode called Playtest, and it's this guy. Wait, I told you about this one.
Yeah, you mentioned it briefly. Yeah, but you tell them.
Okay, actually no, I'll tell a different one. Okay. So spoiler alert, but there's this one episode, and it's called. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you what it's called.
Okay.
It's on the list.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. There's this one episode, and basically, I don't really know what it is, but some sort of entity like figures out what you're doing. So like this one kid is watching child pornography, like a kid, not a kid, but a guy our age, and he gets like a message that's like, I know what you're doing, like I see you. If you like, he gets like it's an email or something of a picture of him watching it, like a video of him like getting off to it, and it was like, I know what you're doing, follow these instructions and do this. So he has to go through all of these steps and like rob a bank and like go here and go here and go here, and on the way he runs in with other people that have been caught doing other stuff. So like he got caught watching child porn, another guy got caught like cheating, another guy got caught like having an affair with his student, like all this stuff, and they have to like keep doing all these tasks, and at the end he has to fight to the death with another person, and it turns out that guy that he's fighting to the death with also got caught watching child porn, because the guy says to him, he's like, how young were they? They have to like fight to the death, and like whoever wins doesn't get their stuff leaked. Spoiler alert. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay.
But
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and like another episode, Playtest, like this guy's trying to make money through odd jobs so that he can travel back home to England, and he gets this job testing out video games, and they put the video game in his head, and basically he just has to go against his fears and see if he survives.
Wow. That's nuts. I'm so excited now.
It's just a lot.
Yeah. Definitely, like, if you are slightly interested in watching the show, look up, like, the trailer for season 1. Because I'm, like, very much, like, thought-provoked.
I also think this is a really good show for people that do like horror and do like to be spooked, but also do not like the kind of supernatural exorcism ghost culture. Like I definitely think it's definitely none of that. It's more like psychological. So I think this is definitely a good show for this time of year for the people that don't have the best stomach.
Yeah, I agree. Do you wish the series was longer?
No. I feel like it's more special the fact that there's only like 5 episodes, because they really put their time and their effort into the episodes, and it's already spooky enough. I don't really need more than that.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're so short, is because like from what it sounds like, that each episode is so well written, and it's basically just so well done.
It's just like a miniature movie.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So okay, that makes sense.
Perfect to binge watch though, because it's just like movies on shorter scales.
Exactly. Even if you're going to school or anything, like if you have like a break or you want to like unwind necessarily.
Oh, exactly.
Like at the end of the day, like this would be a perfect show to like watch. Just throw on like one episode and
just go on one little bender, watch the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that'd be perfect. So we're pretty much like finished talking about that, but like The one last thing I have to ask is just like in general, what do you think makes this show so special?
Like Black Mirror?
Yeah.
I think what makes this show so special is not the length or like not the way it's shot, but I think just the way, just the plot line or the storyline, because I feel like there's nothing out there that is like this.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much talk about Grey's Anatomy and even like American Horror Story and all these cult things, and I feel like over time Black Mirror has become almost a cult show.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that there is such a separation from the cast, because they're not repeats, you don't get the chance to fall in love with them, but you do get the chance to be spooked like whenever you want to. I just think it's really unique, the topic line, but also honestly, like we were talking about before, the cinematography, it's so arresting.
Yeah.
It's so, like what I said before, like you need to like take a lap after, like you need to like take a bath and like think about yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And like it honestly makes me like unplug from my phone a little bit.
Yeah.
And it really does have a good impact overall.
Yeah, I think it definitely,
and I think
like,
honestly
makes you
underneath
rethink
it all
everything.
there is a good message.
Yeah.
So check out on YouTube go to the YouTube Netflix account and look up the Black Mirror trailer. It's a minute and a half. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, I guess that's all we have for
Thank you so much for
this
having me on the
interview.
podcast.
Yeah,
I
thank
had
you
such
so
a good
much
time.
for coming. I had such a great time talking to you. You are welcome back anytime.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm here today with my second guest, Miss Kathleen Bossy.
Hello.
But she's Bean.
I am a bee.
Yeah, you are Bean.
Bean.
So Bean, introduce yourself a little bit.
My name is Kathleen, parentheses Bean. I am a junior at the University of New Haven, and I am a criminal justice major. I enjoy long walks on the beach. What else can I say? Just like
Oh,
stuff
we're
about me.
roommates.
Oh, we're roommates.
Yes,
We
this is our
live-
first time living together. but
Yep,
it's
it's
going
going
well.
okay.
It is
We're here
just
alive.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to like the point of this whole podcast,
Yep.
I think Kathleen's a little, or I think Bean. That's so weird. I'd never call you Kathleen
I
to your
know,
face.
it's
I know
like-
it's so weird.
Bad tasting when you say
I
it.
think Bean is like a little weird, but
Thank you.
yeah, no,
Kinda.
just like in general. I thought Colette was weird too. Colette is our other roommate, but you guys like don't really watch TV.
No.
Like I've never seen you watch TV ever.
I do not. Nope.
So why don't you?
I don't watch TV for, I think, multiple reasons. I mean, I like to say I'm too busy, but in reality, I don't do very much. I mean, I'm kind of a lazy person. So,
Yeah.
like, TV is, like, you'd think it'd be, like, my ideal hobby. But, like, I much prefer, I go to the gym a lot.
Yes, you do.
I'm very, like, have to be doing something. at
Yeah,
all
you have like a
times.
short like attention span kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So TV, like, people who can sit there for, like, 8 hours.
Yeah, that's literally what I did yesterday.
and just stare, and they get that like, "Are you still watching?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I ain't."
Yeah, no, I get that though, because
Yeah.
some people are just like not interested, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very rare to find now, like especially with like our generation, because I feel like everyone watches TV, and like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people that actually like go outside and like do things. But
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
we're losing that
yeah,
through Netflix.
definitely.
Netflix is like
Yeah, Netflix
infiltrating
oh,
America and ruining.
We've gone
we have-
downhill since Netflix.
Exactly. People are like blaming it on like international problems. Really, it's Netflix that's causing us to like
Yeah,
be
definitely.
hostile humans.
Yeah,
So.
100%.
I like to think that I discovered that first.
Yes, great observations.
Thank you.
In like the past or even like now, if you are gonna watch TV, like what do you watch?
When I do watch TV, which is like 2% of my life, but I do sometimes. I'll be honest with you, it's mostly Kardashians
Yes, reality TV show for sure.
because they definitely keep my attention.
Yeah.
I don't support them, even though I'm supporting them by watching them. But I like documentaries. I love like
Ooh, okay.
yeah, I really do. I like murder mystery, like making a
Yes,
murderer
that-
type
mhm.
documentaries.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
So
And I think especially with like your major and everything, criminal justice, right?
yes,
It's like what you're studying.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that like that's typically like what people are interested in criminal justice.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, like, just the other day, like, I was going to bed, like, I had homework to do, but then, like, deliberately didn't do it. Because I was like, oh, here's this documentary on how to grow cocaine.
Yeah.
And, like, not to be a red flag on that or anything. Like, I'm not trying to grow cocaine.
Yeah.
But, like, something like that is interesting because it helps you understand, like, things that you study every day. Like, oh, here's where, here's the source of a problem that I study every day.
So do you like shows that, like, also focus on, like, people's psychology and, like, stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, we, and my other guest, I had Erin on the show, and her show that she proposed was Black Mirror.
Okay.
Which is, like, all about, like, technology and very, like, thought-provoking and stuff.
Yep.
And she was, like, saying how each episode is, like, different. Like, they're not related. Like, they don't have the same cast. They don't follow the same story. Like, each episode is an hour long, and it's pretty much, like, a mini movie.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think, like, maybe something like that would be good.
Right.
For you.
So, like, like short plot lines that end. And I don't have to, like...
exactly. And, like, there's not, there's only, like, I want to say, like, between, like, 20 and 30 episodes, too. So, like, very short, everything. So, maybe something that you'd be interested in.
That sounds effective. I'll probably try it. I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah.
People like it. So.
Yeah, I watched Erin showed me, like, the trailer for, like, the first season, and, like, afterwards I was like, man, I want to watch this whole thing, like, immediately. Yeah, it just looks really, really good.
Really cool. Yeah.
So, that would be something, maybe.
Yes, definitely.
I know that you want to maybe become a lawyer after UNH, go to law school and everything. So, would you be interested in watching any, like, lawyer shows, like, Law and Order, like How to Get Away with Murder, maybe like even Scandal or something? Is something like that you'd be interested in?
You know what? Yes. I mean, I've tried to watch crime shows and stuff like that. They're interesting. They're captivating. I mean, CSI, like, they're the most popular shows, I think, on Netflix. You know, it's like talking to an average person that is like 91%. Like, success rate, they probably watch CSI every day.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, I don't know. I just think that, like, I'm very interested in that stuff, but for some reason I can't sit through.
Yeah, and also it's, like, Law and Order, like, has been on for, like, ever, it seems. Like, I don't even know how many, like, seasons there are of that.
Right.
And they do, like, kind of, like, with those kinds of, like, drama series, they do kind of, like, draw it out. It could get, like, a little bit boring and, like, redundant and stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest with you, I think the shows, now that I'm thinking about it, the shows that I do watch are more like CSI and Law and Order are they're depictions of, like, real life.
Yes.
And, like, when I watch a TV show like The Kardashians, it's, like, extremely superficial. Yeah. And that's why I'm able to get into it. Yeah, definitely. Because I don't want to sit down and watch a scenario that, like, I feel like I experience every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Life of a, what's that? All those, like, ABC family shows that all, like, girls watch with, like, Shailene Woodley when she was pregnant. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Oh, my God, my sister loved that. Like, Pretty Little Liars. Yes. But The Kardashians has this, like, very, like, severely superficial sort of, like, connotation to it. Yeah. And so I'm able to be, like, wrapped up in it and then, like, returned back to real life.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that you were such a fan of, like, reality TV shows.
Yeah. I love, like, Real Housewives of New Jersey. Yeah. Oh, my God. Or, like, Total Bellas.
Oh, my God. I didn't know. I love Total Bellas. Yes. Do you watch Total Divas still?
I don't. Okay. Is that the little... Who's Total Divas?
The Divas are, like,
all the wrestlers?
All the wrestlers. Cool. Yeah.
I think I've seen it a little bit. But I just got into Total Bellas, and it's like crack.
It is crack.
Like the whole John Cena, Nikki thing. I need, like, every 5
literally,
minutes.
like, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like WWE obviously is like a thing, wrestling and everything. And I feel like Total Divas has been on for like close to like 10 seasons now. Yeah. It's a lot, but
so Total Bellas was like a break off.
Yeah, it was like a break off, and it was a reality TV show based on all of like the women wrestlers, and so that's been going on. And then two of like the wrestlers, Nikki and Brie Bella, they were on Total Divas, and they still are, but they got their own like spin-off show, so that's called Total Bellas. Are there any like popular shows that you would be interested in watching?
In theory, I would love to watch, like, them all. Because, like, when you guys talk about it, like, when, like, people are talking about their favorite shows that they binge watch, like, oh, my God, did you see Carrie do that? Did you see that? And I'm like, I wish I saw Carrie do that. But, like, I I don't think I have the capability. I've given up on my ambition to be able to watch those shows.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in theory, the ones I'd love to be able to watch, like Breaking Bad.
Ooh, yes.
That was a huge.
Yes.
Or what's that one? Dexter.
Ooh, Dexter was good too.
You know,
yeah.
What's that other one? There's one other one that everyone. Oh, Prison Break. You know, everyone likes.
I haven't seen Prison Break yet, but yeah.
I heard like that those are under the umbrella of like crime scene.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Breaking Bad was very good, but it is like drawn out, kind of.
Like kind of dense, right?
Yeah.
Just
definitely.
Like, I remember watching the first season and like not a lot happens for a little while.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. Like it kind of is at a very slow pace, and it's something you just gotta like keep up with and stuff. And if you're like not immediately like obsessed with the show, it's kind of like a little bit of like a hard show to, yeah, exactly.
I like the concept of those.
Yes, I loved Dexter when that was going on, but that kind of got like a little bit like redundant in the middle too, just because like it's just like the same thing.
Dying and he's
literally,
them.
he's just killing everyone. But those are definitely very good shows. Even like if you wanted to, you could probably like watch one season and then like take a break and everything.
Sure,
and, for a while, kind of.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Like me, and then our roommates. I don't know if Holly is, but Colette and Sierra we're all obsessed with Riverdale, and that's coming back on Wednesday.
I can't hear that word one more time. My sister is obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I'm just mostly upset that Cole Sprouse dyed his hair black.
Really?
And everyone loves it. And I'm like, no.
I like it, yeah.
He's Cody.
That is true, yeah.
But,
no, I feel like that's one where, like I know now that you're, like, it's so, like, over it just because we always, like, talk about it and stuff.
No.
But
I enjoy it. I live vicariously through your conversations.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
I mean, you know, everyone's like, oh my God, Riverdale. And after a while, you just like start this twinge every time you hear the word Riverdale.
Yeah,
like,
if you're not in it, like you're just like
you're out.
You
so
just
out.
don't care about it like at all. No, I got you.
But yeah. What else? What other shows are there? I know Holly watches shows like it's her job.
Yeah.
She loves to sit and watch shows. I'm trying to think of what she watches.
I know she watches Grey's.
Mm-hmm.
I think she said now she's on like the live part of Grey's. Like she's all caught up and everything. But like Grey's is a hard show to get through. There's 14 seasons and each season is like 24 episodes.
That's
a lot.
It's a commitment.
I did it, but I needed like
I did it. We all did it, but
I watched like 8 seasons in a row, which is like too much in my opinion. That's like a lot in a row. And then I had to take like a 2-month break, and then I got back into it, but I like ended up watching like the last few seasons with my mom, and we would do like 2 episodes a night, and that was like a good like steady pace, because if I did more than that, I probably would just be like, ugh, like I just would resent the show.
Like your brain just becomes like mashed potatoes at that point. You're just like, am I still like you just like
exactly.
But Grey's is like that's a lot.
That's
a lot. Looking at the entire Harry Potter series and like all together and being like, yeah, I'm gonna read this. It's like, whoa, that's a lot.
Or like sit down and watch all 8 movies.
Yeah,
like, that's insane. A lot. That's just too intimidating, I think.
But I heard it's just so good. Like Taylor Swift really sells it hard. She named all her cats after the main characters.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Like she should be paid commission for how much publicity she gives that show. But,
yeah, definitely.
But I heard it's great. So.
Yeah, it is good though.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. What about like any like comedy shows? Like I know Colette loves Friends. I watch The Office. I love The Office. Would you watch any of those?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, my mom loves Friends. So I grew up. We have all the seasons. You know, right now in my fridge. There's I don't know if you know this reference. I'm not sure if you watch Friends.
Maybe. I don't know.
Joey says something like Grandma's chicken salad. And so in my fridge right now is a tub of chicken salad with Joey's face and the caption Grandma's chicken salad.
That's so funny.
It's not my grandma's chicken salad. It's just a reference that my mom.
Yeah.
And my whole family, we can find a Friends reference for anything that happens in our lives.
Yeah.
Anything. But so I love Friends. It's just again the fact that I can't sit through like, you know what I mean? An hour, half hour.
They're half hour. Yeah.
So, but I love Friends. and I have my old roommate is obsessed with The Office.
Oh, I love
Dwight jokes. I don't even know who Dwight is. Dwight jokes.
They're just so funny.
Yeah.
That show was just so good to me. Like, I just thought it was, like, so good. And it had such, like, I don't know. Like, I don't, like, really sit and watch, like, comedy shows too often. I more, like, lean towards, like, dramas and everything.
Sure.
But, like, The Office was good.
The Office.
It was for sure good. I definitely highly recommend it. And, like,
Absolutely.
just that show always, like, had me just, like, dying laughing.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Two different types of humor, I feel like. Friends.
Yes.
Friends in The Office.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so too. And then I like would watch Parks and Rec, but like I just never have either. That's like on my list. Maybe.
I'll be honest with you, my sister loves it. Again, you know, lots of people like it, but
yeah,
I couldn't get into it. I think that's even a different type of humor.
Really? Okay.
But it's like drier, but it's funny. But I think Friends is my type of like just like hilarious, like just like, you know.
Yeah. And what about like now we're getting into like a part where like I don't watch at all, but like like the cartoon, like sitcom comedy kind of shows like South Park or like Rick and Morty and stuff. Like would you be interested in that?
So like little kid poop jokes type of thing.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. So South Park, I mean, I used to watch that with my sister and I think my IQ is lower because of it. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, maybe.
But I mean, again, for a certain type of person, I mean, it's funny late night, you know, when you wake up at 3:30 and South Park is on, you're like, oh, okay, I'll watch this, you know, for a half hour. But, you know, that's something I wouldn't watch religiously because I don't think it's like, and it's like entertaining. But like, do you like South Park? Have you ever seen an episode?
Like I've seen like some episodes, but like I don't like sit and like watch it.
Right?
Like,
it's not something you'd sit and be like, this is really interesting for a long time. Like, no, it's just like a quick laugh type of thing, and then you just kind of like. But
and also like I do enjoy watching like TV while I'm doing like other things, like have it on in the background and stuff. But like I feel like shows like South Park or like even some other like comedy shows that they move like too quickly for you to like be able to like not watch it kind of.
Sure. South Park's very childish humor.
Yeah.
Like Friends is so well thought out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
definitely another level of like humor and everything.
It's like literally it is what I said it was, like poop and fart jokes.
No,
like,
I got it. Have you ever like successfully like binge watched a show? Like I know you said you watched one season of Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Have you ever like went through like a whole series?
So like I've gone through a lot of first seasons.
You watch like like you do like the pilot. Like watching the pilot is like a great like experience for like any show, I feel like, because that's like your main point, and like if it's good then now I gotta like crave to watch like the rest of the season and stuff.
Right.
But
sometimes but sometimes it's like the opposite. Like for example, Breaking Bad. I feel the first couple of seasons are like slow.
Yes, very
slow. It gives you
slow.
the background.
Yeah.
But then like I'll hear like, oh my god, the ending, or like what he did in season 3, and I'm like, really? Like, you know what I mean? I have to get to season 12.
Exactly.
But altogether, I think I've watched Betty first seasons. So if I just put that effort into one show, I could probably get through it.
Yeah.
But no, I've never done like a full like one show.
Yeah.
So one day,
one day maybe.
It's like I strive for that one thing.
Yeah.
It's just binge watching a show.
No, but maybe you'll find a show that like is perfect for you, kind of. So you're just waiting for the right show to come along.
Waiting for the
right show.
My soulmate of a show on Netflix.
Yes, literally. Oh, that's
Absolutely.
great. That's so funny.
Just like, have to be one on Pinot Grigio.
Yes,
and then I watch it every day.
That's great. That's honestly such like a good
that'd be interesting.
like metaphor, kind of.
Yeah.
Your soulmate. You have to find your soulmate show.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's like pretty much all I have to talk about with you.
Nice.
It was a good
fun.
Good
Thanks
time.
for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
I am here with my third guest, Colette Hussing. Colette, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Kelsey. I am a senior here at the University of New Haven, and I'm a fire science student.
Mm-hmm. We're roommates. I've known her like the whole time.
I don't have
I've been
any
here.
fun facts.
Yeah, it's all right. So, Colette, I know one of your favorite shows to watch is Friends. So tell me a little bit about Friends. For anyone who doesn't know.
It's a sitcom based in like the late 90s of 6 best friends trying to navigate life in their 20s in Manhattan. And it's full of life lessons and really, really funny moments. And I think it's like an upbeat, heartwarming, feel-good kind of show.
The thing I find like really interesting about the show is when we first met, you told me you do not watch TV. And I was like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? No, I'm just kidding. But you started watching the show pretty much like when we moved in. So why were you so like drawn to it? And why did you decide to watch the show?
Yeah, I was never a big TV watcher at home when I commuted to school and I worked a lot. But I got to school and I had seen Friends before and I like get like popular references. And I had a lot of time on my hands being away from school, away at school. So I decided to watch it, and now I'm watching it again for like the 4th or 5th time.
Yeah,
it's kind of just background noise now.
Yeah, like I know because we used to watch it all the time in like the room we shared. You just like put it on and you just like listen to it, kind of, right?
You know how like just like people listen to music while they cook or listen to music while they do homework. Like I like Friends in the background, and I hear and it's like hear something funny. Like it's just
I've never watched Friends. I've seen like episodes and I've watched it with you, but like literally I don't know like everything that happens and stuff. But why do you think this is like a great show to binge watch?
I think it's a great show to binge watch because it does have a storyline and it's helpful if you watch it all the way through, but you can watch shows and understand what's going on without having to watch all 10 seasons. And I just think it's like a feel-good show. Like I'm not really big on like things that like have sad endings or are scary. Like Friends is like a good happy medium.
Yeah, and it's like relatable too, right?
Absolutely relatable, yeah.
How long did it take you to like get through the first season of watching it?
The first season or like the first time?
The first time, pretty much. That's what I meant.
Probably like 2 months, which is crazy because it's 10 seasons, like over 200 episodes.
That's crazy. I think there's like, I kind of like looked it up. There's like 24 is like usually how many episodes are in a season.
I probably started the end of August and maybe 3 months, maybe like the end of October, mid-October.
Yeah.
But because like the first time through, I like watched them and I like cared if I missed something. Now it just plays and plays. But
do you have like any advice for someone who's thinking about starting the show?
Pay attention. I don't want to say pay attention to the details because it is like good background noise for me. But if you really, really want to get a good laugh, you have to pay attention to like things Chandler says really, really fast, or like Joey's facial expressions are like my favorite.
Friends is such like an iconic show for being like such a popular sitcom. Do you think you would watch any other like popular comedy shows or something?
Yeah, I'm not against it. I still am not the biggest TV watcher. I have like 2 shows I watch. One of them is Friends. So I just haven't really found anything, and I don't like waiting for things to come out. Like I want to watch a TV show and it be finished. Like I hate waiting for, a year for the next season or whatever. So I'm impatient.
What do you think makes this show like so iconic? Because I see like Friends references everywhere, memes and everything.
I think like what you said earlier is how relatable it is. Like people our age and our situation, like a group of friends trying to navigate, their 20s in New York City, like trying to find jobs, trying to find love. Kids.
Definitely like college students could relate to this.
Yeah, it's definitely, and like even throughout like your 20s, it's absolutely something you can relate to.
Definitely. There's like a trend now of like sitcoms being like rebooted and stuff, like the whole like Roseanne, like they did it. There's been rumors that The Office might have a reboot. Do you think that they should do a reboot, and would you watch it?
I would absolutely watch it. I don't think you should fix something that isn't broken, though. I think like it's a good thing. They're probably still making a ton of money off of it. Like I'm not opposed to it, but like I don't see a need for it at all.
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much all I have to say. Claire, is there anything else you want to finish off with?
Watch Friends. Friends references are the best. If you say a Friends reference and nobody gets it, you're with the wrong people. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. I would like to thank my guests one more time for coming on my show and chatting with me. Thank you for tuning in to Binging with Kelsey. I am your host, Kelsey Bartels. I'll see you next time.